Okay, so I know I have not posted to the Divine Nawaga channel in about 2 months, almost about 2 months, but I have just got to talk about this today. Info in 2025 is worthless now. It's done. It's cooked. Nobody cares. The market is numb. And I have my notes here that I'm going to be referring to for the entirety of this video. I just have to get this out today. So you can literally see it everywhere. Like info, courses, digital products, like people don't care about these things anymore. And I've had felt this way for a while, but today it was just confirmed. So you can launch digital products every week. You could post value every single day and it just wouldn't matter because the market doesn't care about it anymore. So you probably have felt it. You've probably felt already that your audience isn't buying your products as much as they used to. Old tactics, such as just add more value, focus on getting 3,000 views per video, or just create this 98-step funnel that obviously doesn't work. None of it is actually moving the needle anymore. And if you don't adapt, you're going to get left behind. But don't just take it from me. Let me show you what $100 million info man, Iman Gadzhi, has to say about the situation.
If you started your info business between 2020 to 2023, congratulations, because you experienced what I call the golden age of the info market. It was basically like the roaring 20s of info. You had easy money, you had overnight success, and you were experiencing a party that felt like it was never going to end. But just like Black Tuesday in 1929, the party had to come to an end. The speculative bubble of customer trust finally popped in, I would say 2024 was when I really started to see it. I really want you just to open your mind and just think of yourself no longer as an info business, because I do believe info is getting commoditized. If you're a coaching business or an info product business doing anywhere from 20 to 200K a month, like please, I beg you, the market is changing and I just don't want to see more people go out of business.
You see now? I know you do. It's not just some random guy yelling in his room, which is me. I'm not just some random guy. It's not just me. It's also Iman Gadzhi, who isn't a random guy. $100 million info man, who's also saying the exact same thing. But here is where it gets crazy. Because before I even saw this video today, like not even 12 hours earlier, I had went on my own rant about this exact same thing. Quite literally, not even kidding. Let's roll the tape. Different types of offers. Like information will always get stale. Information will always, die out. Information is not enough in this day and age. Information can be looked upon, can be looked up at on chatgpt.com. So there's obviously something wrong here. And if you don't catch up now, dude, I'm telling you, you're going to become a commodity. It doesn't matter what type of creator you are. The reality is that most of the information for YouTubers and info and course sellers out there is absolutely wrong and outdated. And I'm telling you right now that information is now a commodity. The market just does not care about it anymore. And it's why you still feel stuck with the amount of money that you're making with your business, because the market doesn't care. Information is a commodity. Everyone has access to it. But by the way, if you want to hear more unfiltered rants and value like this for educational YouTubers or creators, you can follow me on Instagram at Divine C Nawaga. Not dot Nawaga, it's Divine C Nawaga. It's going to be either the first or second link in the description. I'm active on there every day, so you can send me a message if you have any questions on anything. Yeah. Okay, so this is the thing. Like, you can pretty much, in this day and age, in the great 2025, you can Google anything. Like, ChatGPT can also do everything. Like, you can have ChatGPT write out, like, full YouTube scripts, create you literal thumbnails. You can have ChatGPT write full launch plans, full course curriculums, roadmaps, onboarding workflows. You can have ChatGPT do everything. Anything information-wise or knowledge-wise can be obtained in the great 2025. So if all the information in the world is accessible to us at quite literally at our fingertips, why is it that so many YouTubers and their customers and their audience are still stuck thinking that more information is going to save them? Hint, hint. It's not. It's not. I see it quite literally every single day. And obviously, because I'm the founder of The Ways Acquisition, I talk to YouTubers all the time. I study YouTubers all the time. I see it quite literally where there are YouTubers with tons of potential and talent and value to share and give, putting out such great content that could genuinely change one's life, but they're still broke or at best stagnant. And that's like the case I see like all the time. If information was the thing that causes change in one's life, then everyone would already have everything that they ever desired or wanted in their life. Like, you would already have everything that you want already. You would already be in the position that you want to be. I would already be a jacked 6'2", handsome, charismatic, cultured, aesthetic, charming, multimillionaire. I'm joking. But okay, let me stop. I'm not even a multimillionaire yet, but I will be. I will be. Let me stop. My point is, though, if information was a thing that actually caused one's life to change, then people wouldn't even need to buy information in the first place. Like, it's already plentiful. Like I said earlier, like Google, you can Google anything. ChatGPT can quite literally do everything. I don't know if you've done it yet, but you need to try if you haven't, because ChatGPT can literally do everything in your business. So people don't buy information. This is the thing I'm just trying to get clear. Like, people do buy information, but the market is now starting to realize that information isn't actually the thing that's actually causing change in their lives. So what's the one thing that's causing change in their lives, Divine? It's not information, it's transformation. So the market has realized that information is not enough to get them to their desired end result, because information can't make someone actually act upon the information. Does that make sense? Like, people will buy the information and kind of just move on with the rest of their lives. So it's because of this is why you are still struggling to sell your courses, your digital products, and why you struggle with sales still. And why you think you have a views and traffic problem, when in reality, you have a conversion, offer, transformation, and positioning problem. It's because you just don't have an offer, and that's really the truth of it, that people genuinely want. And that's really, honestly, as in simple terms. Like, and people only genuinely want something when the transformation is genuinely achieved from the thing that they want. And when their lives genuinely change from that thing, that's when they are actually fiending, like foaming at the mouth, thinking like, oh, I gotta get this. My life is quite literally going to become the exact life that I want to, based off this offer and transformation. Of course I want it. So information, like, this is like what people are going to fail to understand until it's too late. Like, information was always going to die. Like, it was always going to die if true transformation is not attached to it. It's just because information is everywhere. You can literally look up anything and achieve anything with ChatGPT and Google. So it's like, information is everywhere. People already know what to do. It's not enough. Like, it's only transformation that is actually respected. And I mean, dude, it's very, very clear and evident to see.
And you're like, okay, well, AI is probably the smartest informational tool on earth. So is that potentially a threat to our industry? Yes and no. It is if you let it be, and it's not if you embrace it, and you embrace it quick. AI can give information, but it can't create transformation. That's really important, okay? I'm gonna say that again. AI can give information, but it doesn't create transformation. That's really important.
So the truth is, if your offer doesn't guarantee someone actually gets a result, excuse me, geez, I just drank water too. As in, if they don't look back in 30, 60, or 90 days and genuinely go, dang, I'm actually different, they're not going to buy. Like, they're just not going to. Like, they need to actually see a substantial change, like see a very, very substantial difference. And also, if the offer isn't even positioned in the correct way to actually communicate to them that this is how different they're going to be by the end of your offer, like, they're not even going to be able to understand why or how buying your offer is worth it to them. And that's just like the clear truth of it. Like, if you can't even, position it correctly with the correct communication, with the correct messaging, how are they even going to know that the offer is valuable? Or like, how are they even going to know, like, something that they should invest their time into purchasing in the first place? And that's why you are struggling to sell in the first place. And that's really the truth. But furthermore, like, on another hand of the situation, like, for the most part, this takes out like cheap, low ticket digital products like courses and communities out of the picture. So you're not going to be able to cause a substantial enough transformation to justify people purchasing N on N on N on N. For one, you haven't even done the work to even know what truly works and gets people to an amazing result, as well as it's impossible to cause a major transformation in one's life with, for one, you charging it so low. Because, for example, your audience won't take it seriously enough because they haven't invested that much into whatever offer you're buying. And because they haven't invested that much into whatever you're buying, you probably haven't even put in the effort that's necessary to cause transformation. So, like, for example, like, you're charging a low because you put in low effort, and because you've charged low and put in low effort, they also are buying something that's low price. Thus, they're not that much emotionally and energetically invested into the product, which is what actually is a main factor for causing transformation. Just the fact that they're emotionally invested. So, yeah, there's just no huge price investment. So, on top of that, because it's no low, it's like no high price investment. Most likely, the offer or whatever you're selling, the low ticket digital product doesn't come with accountability, support, or the necessary systems that actually generates results and actually generates a transformation in one's life.
So AI is really starting to create this transformation between information providers and transformation providers. And what's interesting is information providers are becoming more commoditized, whereas transformation providers, or I would even say transformation facilitators, are becoming more valuable than ever before. I really want you just to open your mind and just think of yourself no longer as an info business, because I do believe info is getting commoditized. I think truly you need to think about yourself as a transformation business.
Information isn't transformation. That's the distinction I want to, make clear here. Information is not transformation. Transformation is what actually allows you to get amazing customer results. Transformation is actually what allows you to change someone's lives. And if you want to make a lot of money and actually become successful, in order to do so, you need to change people's lives. Digital products will always get washed out. Digital products will always get, your audience will always get numb to digital products and to your constant launching of offers and information. Because information isn't enough. The biggest thing that's going to differentiate you in this online space and get you to be the top of the top, whether it's the top of the top of your niche, whether it's the top of the top in, of authority for your channel, and as well as just make the most amount of money. The biggest separator, and because I've been in this space for the past 2 years, I can see who's at the top and I can see who's not at the top. The biggest separator and differentiator is the amount of customer results that you have. The amount of customer results that you have and knowing what to do with the amount of customer results that you have. Okay, so if you're sitting here and you're like just wondering, like, okay, what do you actually do now that you already know that information is a commodity and transformation is the actual correct path to go towards? Because actually, it's the only path to go towards, because eventually you will become a commodity, and I know you probably already feeling it. Honestly, it's pretty simple. So I want you to stop asking yourself what information you have. We already know you have a ton of value to give, my brother, my sister. We already know you have a ton of value to give. I want you to ask yourself, what is one major transformation I can give to my audience? What can I do to now get them from point A to point Z? What is every individual step that you can take and implement and put into an offer and transformation that would get them from point A to point Z, that completely changes them from their current situation to the desired situation? Plot that out, map that out. I just actually went over this with one of my clients today, plotting out every single individual step that would get someone from point A to point Z. So also, how do you make it? What can you include into an offer that makes the transformation pretty much inevitable, as long as they follow the systems? Because of course you can't make someone follow the systems, because that's why we have accountability. That's why we have support. That's why we have certain mechanisms that allow you to, make sure the customer doesn't fall off their own accord. Like, that's your job as the offer owner, the leader, because they look up to you. It's your job to make sure they're on the right path, make sure they're going about it the right way, and that they're not falling off due to their own inability, which is okay. But that's why you're here. So then, okay, because now I'm even reading this here, and I'm just gonna go off the cuff here. Like, it then just kind of makes you, sort of reframe and rethink how you even go about creating products and creating offers. Like, it changes your mindset, and now it makes you probably realize how small you've probably been thinking. Why? Whereas before, where you're making cheap, low ticket digital products, you're making courses that you're trying to launch over and over again that don't even actually cause that much change in one's life. You can kind of see the difference in focus, because whereas you're trying to make money in the short term with the first option, the second option, where the correct option, which is like what we're talking about here, where you're actually causing transformation in your audience's life, that creates business profitability for years to come. Low ticket digital products are not profitable long term. Your audience gets numb to it. The market overall is getting numb to it in general. You're putting stuff into info products, into communities, into courses. It's why people churn every single month. It's why your sales are down. It's why people don't buy your stuff. I'm telling you, because It's just information. People don't care about information. It doesn't matter how much you pretty it up with your marketing and your, your fancy sales page and your fancy 98-step funnel. People don't care. Like, they've seen it all. Like, of course they've seen it all. So you need to take a step back and realize, okay, maybe I don't need to, do all these different tactics and different things that don't, actually move the lever forward. You need to take a step back and look at the foundations. What are the foundations that actually cause, someone's life to change? Because we're doing this to change lives. We're not doing this just to make money. You make money by changing people's lives. And as Iman said, you need to look at yourself as a transformation business. Like in this for information, we're in this to change lives because that's what a business is. If you don't want to do that, then don't even like sell in the first place. Because I promise you, you're just going to be in for a tough time, because you might even leave your job to sell digital products and all that stuff. But you'll see how numb the market actually gets. So now where you're relying on going back to maybe a job because you didn't want to innovate, because you didn't want to transform people's lives. You just wanted to make money. So, oh, I don't want to mess up the camera. Pretty much, I just want to say, it just changed your whole mindset about how to go about making money from your YouTube/creator business. Like, because whereas before you're focusing on, views, like subscribers, and getting more traffic to your $97 a month school community that people churn after literally 1 month. I have done so quite literally every single time. The longest I've even stayed in the community is probably like 4 months. And I'm a person who is actually taking and doing the action in the community. I can only imagine the people who don't even take action. So instead of doing that where you're funneling people into $97 community, it just changed your mindset, because now you can focus on crafting and building an offer that actually causes an impact and transformation in your existing audience, which is something that could easily, and this is where the kicker comes in, extract hundreds of thousands of dollars from your existing audience without adding even a single subscriber. I promise you, and I can show you exactly how to do it too. You don't need to focus on more value. You don't even need to focus on more views and traffic. You just need to reposition your business so that you are set up to actually engineer transformation and impact in your audience's lives. So this is what actually creates a lasting impact business, a business that lasts for years, not months, and isn't reliant on constantly funneling tens to hundreds of new people every month into a community, or constantly having to relaunch the same old course that people and your audience are tired of seeing over and over again. So if you want to see how I do this for myself, for my educational/informational YouTuber client and all that stuff, you know how it goes. You can follow me on Instagram at Divine C Nawaga. It's in the description. I don't know, first or second link, one of them. I post this stuff all the time, pretty much. So behind the scenes, like actual wins, real rants, and I do this actual transformation, and not just like guru nonsense. Like, I'm a real founder. Like, I'm Divine Nawaga, founder of D-Ways Acquisition. I'm not no guru. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing wrong with those type of people. I don't want to associate myself with that. I want to associate myself with real business, real wins, real momentum. But also, I want to just say this furthermore, let's be real, that this knowledge doesn't just apply to your customers. Like, no, it doesn't. This knowledge also applies to you. Whereas where your customers are tired of information, as well as like they don't even see a real result and real like they're not going to get transformation from information. The same concept applies exactly to you as well. Like the knowledge that I and Iman have said in this video, like, doesn't just apply to your customers. Like, this also applies to you. And it is not enough to consume information and hope for a change. Information is never enough. It is transformation that actually causes change in one's life. And if you don't want to just take this 9 figures worth of info, because by the way, Iman, $100 million man. Yes, we have already established this. If you don't want to just take this 9 figures worth of info and run away and forget about it, you can click the Calendly link in the description. It's probably the third or first, probably the third link. It's definitely the third link. We can have a chat about how we can hopefully implement some real transformation into your YouTube business. And hopefully, dare I say, hopefully, make you hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions with it. Hopefully. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys soon, man. I have a ton of value for you guys. Oh man, we're about to run up the channel. Let go.